Shalom. I want to give all credit to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. I want to give a double honors to my apostles and elders of Greatmillstone and those in peace to those teaching this truth and sincerity. Just back with another short lesson. Just running across a few articles. This one in particular, it says food shutdown. Farmers told to quit farming. And this just goes into some more of Esau's draconian laws that he has set up. As they're tightening more and more on this society. Now they're setting things up to where you can't plant your own crops and things of that nature. I said in the previous video, Easu there, certain stores and store chains, Walmart chains, and other places, they're sectioning off certain areas of the store that they deem not essential. So basically, I know there was this one mayor in one particular state. I think it was Wisconsin. I could be wrong, but he said that basically, people only need to come out and basically shop, if they're trying to buy food, and something along those lines. He said that, like with these store chains, they're sectioning off certain parts of the store, like the furniture section and the gardening section. They're saying that, these things aren't essentials, and they're trying to include, because me myself lately, I've always had a fascination with agriculture. I took classes when I was in middle school, so I've always had the fascination of, planting and things like that. I've always wanted to, grow my own farm, raise my own cattle and things like that. But Esau's trying to completely do away with that. So we get into a little bit of this article. It says, crops rotting in fields, dairy farmers incentivized to quit for good. Beef, pork processors shutting down, all by design. Spread the word and make sure everyone starts growing food, no matter how small scale. Every bit helps. I know, like, there's a lot of meat markets, meat chains being shut down. They're saying that basically the workers working in these meat places, these butcher stores and whatnot, they're saying that these people are getting the COVID-19, so they got to shut the whole meat market down. But those of the faith, we know and understand, what's really going on. Again, I always bring up the point, Esau, they strategically plan these things. So, again, we know what's really going on. I want to get, what is that? 2 Corinthians 2:11. It said, 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So again, those of the faith, we know what's really going on. Esau's trying to set it up to where, they're trying to set it up to get the people completely dependent upon the government. What in the world? But anyways, there's some crazy people out here. But anyways, Esau's trying to set it up to where the people are completely dependent upon them. So, they're slowly but surely they're cutting off all the resources. And again, this is one of those things that can lead into many other things. This can cause food shortages. It's bad enough that America is not getting a lot of shipments. They're pretty much shutting out the supply trucks, the food trucks that supply these store chains. They're shutting them out. And keep in mind that you have in certain places like Africa with the swarm of locusts destroying their crops. And what people don't understand, because if it's not happening directly to them, talking about our people, Jake, if it's not directly happening to them, then they could give two shits. But what Jake fails to realize is, when these things take place in these other countries, it's more than likely going to affect over here. I always tell people, when gases one day is it's $2 and some change, and then the next day it's under $2. Like one day it's high, one day it's low, and it's constantly fluctuating. I would say pay attention to what's going on in the Middle East. When things happen in these other countries, it affects here. These countries, they do business with one another. They do trade with one another, and whatnot. So when something happens in one place, it's going to affect other places. So, but getting back to the point, this is just another ploy, of Easu, not being ignorant of his devices. Yeah, people are, these farmers they're being told to stop farming. They're being told to sell their. Actually, I might be in this video. They're being told to sell their cows. Yeah, it might be in this video. We'll check this video out real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a brief update now to make sure that we really appreciate the full gravity of the shutdown, the wholesale demise of modern agriculture that is happening right before our very eyes right now. And we talk about the meat packers and the fact that onions are rotting by the millions in fields right now. And then finally, the fact that dairies, not only are they dumping their milk, as I covered in my previous report, but there are actually co-ops that are financially incentivizing farmers to quit dairy farming. They want you out of the game. They want to shut down producers. This is where we are now. And I want to make this abundantly clear. I'm Christian, and this is the Ice Age Farmer channel. And I want to start off with a video that was posted today by Shay Myers.
Hey guys, so what you're looking at behind me are the ramifications of COVID-19. Millions upon millions upon millions of pounds. And this is one pile of many throughout this valley that has, more than 1 million pounds in it. We can't donate it. A lot of people ask me, well, why don't you donate? Why don't you go to the food banks? Well, the food banks are mostly full, number one. Number two, even if they weren't full, they don't need more onions. This isn't about not having enough food for you in the grocery store. This is about not having enough food for you in the restaurant. When you're not eating there, you don't need it there. The way I've been describing it to a lot of people that aren't as accustomed to the normal supply chain is that imagine a freeway that's connecting the farm to the city, okay? And that freeway has this massive bridge that goes over a massive river, and that bridge gets knocked out. If that bridge is knocked out, you can't rebuild immediately. Now, are there other routes to get there? Yeah, but it takes longer.
So he's bringing out a good point. I'm not going to go through the whole video, but he's bringing out a good point. And what immediately popped in my head was because he's talking about the bridge. And what immediately went through my head was, how Yahawashi being the mediator for the nation of Israel and the Heavenly Father. If Yahawashi stops being that mediator, then there's no go-to between the Heavenly Father and the nation of Israel. So because again, this is my first time seeing the video. I was just focused on the article. I didn't see the video, but I might watch it later on. But continue the video. Again, I'm not going to play the whole video.
And if it takes longer, that means the normal product that's in that supply chain cannot make it. And that's what we're seeing today. Normal shipments in the United States, loads of onions. Normal U.S. consumption is 350 loads a day. We saw sub 200 shipments, 200 loads per day, every single day last week. And the most recent number that I've seen is 127. 1/3 of the normal U.S. consumption of onions is being shipped. That's the shift in the supply chain. That's why you're seeing milk being dumped, tomatoes being dumped, squash in Florida being dumped, flowers being ruined and wasted. Everything has this normal supply chain, this normal route, this normal freeway, and those bridges are out. And that is a ramification.
And so again, Shay puts it quite well as one of the largest onion growers in the nation, that the bridge is out. There's no way to get products to market. This is the same thing we've heard from the beef, from ranchers, and it's the same thing we're hearing from dairy farmers who've been asked to step down their production and to dump milk in many cases. I did talk about this in a previous video, but what I wanted to highlight today was this particular dairy co-op, Ellsworth in Wisconsin.
All right, yeah. I'm not going to go through the whole video, but it sounds pretty interesting. I'll definitely watch it later. I might do a video on it. I don't know. Lord's will. We'll see. But because they were talking about onions, but I was gonna bring out the point that it's just not onions. But he already brought out the point that is squash, it's flowers, milk, dairy, and all these other products. So just kind of because again, these places, these people, these farmers, they're being told to cut their production and other things like that. Like actually, I have another article queued up here regarding the meat. It says meat plants are shutting down as workers get sick. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but again, this is but yeah, this is Esau. Again, whether this is workers are actually getting sick or not, Esau, it goes back to, like I mentioned before, his draconian laws. These food chains are being told to stop selling certain products. They're making it illegal in some places to you can't buy your own seed. You can't buy your own soil and things like that to grow your own crops, to grow your own foods and plants and whatnot. So this is all part of Esau's ploy. And again, I keep bringing up the point that all these things, they're going to lead up to other things. It's going to lead up. All these small things are going to lead up to big things. As the guy mentioned in the video, with all these food shortages, like let's say milk. A lot of places are cutting back on milk production. So and it's funny. It's a spirit, because I was just telling my wife, they're cutting back on these because I just came across this today, and I told my wife yesterday or the day before, milk is probably, they're probably going to stop producing milk, because a lot of store chains, they're not getting certain supplies and whatnot. They're cut back on certain supplies. The workers aren't being told, the inventory was coming in. Now, again, I was just telling my wife that, with these things, man, it's going to come hyperinflation. Because they're cutting back on these products, things are going to start becoming a lot more expensive. And again, just part of that, the whole thing where these small chains lead to bigger chains. These small problems it's gonna lead to chaos. You could just pull this up. Just look up this word, dragon, because again, it goes back to draconian, and if you know your words, that word goes back to harsh set of rules, basically. So again, Esau, he's basically cutting the food supply. They're making it to a point where they want the people to be completely dependent upon them. So people, you can't grow your own food. Sooner or later they're going to be, because they're already talking about coming into people's houses and removing people, because now that people are being quarantined in their homes, now this whole virus could be in the homes, and now they got to go in the homes and they got to extract the people from the homes. Esau's clever, but he's clever to those that are asleep. No, like I said, those of the faith know what's going on. This devil, he's not getting one over those in the faith. Him with his draconian laws. We'll pull a couple of precepts. Starting off with Revelation chapter 12. And where can I start? Revelation chapter 12 verse 9, it says, "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." Now, a lot of people will think this is talking about the spiritual demon Satan, but this is actually he's talking about Esau. As a matter of fact, let me get Revelation 13. Revelation 13. I start at verse 11. "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon." So that's the point I wanted to get. When it says he spoke as a dragon, again, that word dragon, it goes back to draconian, and which means it goes into like his harsh laws, his harsh set of rules, basically. Every day, Esau, they write these legislations in secret. Every day they're changing laws. Every day there's a new law, a new bill has been passed. They just passed a bill regarding this 5G tower. These 5G towers. So because people know, or people are waking up and finding out that these 5G towers are what's really causing a lot of problems for people. A lot of people are waking up to it. A lot people are destroying these towers. They're burning them down. And again, Trump, they are to pass the bill basically safeguarding these 5G towers. So basically, if they see you, messing with these towers, I mean, they have the right. They could probably take you, arrest you, lock you up, or whatever the case may be. So with that, I'm gonna get Isaiah. What is that? Chapter 10. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree." So again, these devils, they're always passing some law, some legislation, some bill. People don't even know that Esau, they have laws out there that you can only have a certain amount of food in your house. So, and again, they're trying to get it to where the CDC can come into your house at any time and extract you. Soon they're gonna I wouldn't be surprised, they military, coming from door to door, because that's what they're talking about. Having the military come to door to door, seeing if people are, gathering in large gatherings, having large gatherings. But with that, they can see, if you have a certain amount of food in your house, if you have too much food, they could just pull up this section, this dash dot so and so, stating that you can only have this amount of food, and they can confiscate what you got. They can arrest you for having food in your house. Like these devils, this is why they have to go. This is why it's going to take YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI to take these people out of power. Because of these unrighteous decrees, these draconian laws, these harsh set of rules that they put on the people. But again, it's all planned out. Things are going to continue to get bad here. I keep bringing out the point that these small things, they're going to lead to much bigger things. With these food shortages, these store chains, you're gonna start seeing them run out of supplies. They're gonna stop running out of food. People are gonna get hungry. They're gonna get desperate. Famine is definitely about to come here to America. I'll pull one precept on that, and I'll end it. It's 2nd Esdras chapter 16, verse 2nd Esdras chapter 15, in verse 19. I'll start there. "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment." So famine is definitely coming. That's without a shadow of a doubt. So again, it's all leading up to Jacob's trouble. We're slowly but surely entering the stages of Jacob's trouble. So I just wanted to do a quick video. Lord's will, it was edifying. And until the next time, I say shalom.